The storm came out of nowhere. High above the Arctic perimeter of Earth, thunderclouds roared with unnatural fury, lashing the white horizon with sheets of lightning that tore through the sky like jagged scars. Captain Rylan Beck, lone environmental researcher and survivor of the abandoned outpost station Polaris VI, trudged through the snow, arms wrapped tightly around his body. His scanner had picked up something, or someone, crash landing 2 kilometers northeast. Something definitely not from Earth. And in the biting cold of the Arctic twilight, any living thing wouldn't last long. He pushed through the blizzard, face wrapped in frost-bitten fabric, thermal suit whining against the sub-zero wind. When he reached the impact site, his breath caught in his throat. A sleek, elliptical pod had dug itself deep into the snow. One side was split open, glowing faintly from the residual energy pulsing along its curved edges. Inside, slumped against the wall, was a woman, if that's what she was. She was tall, limber, and ethereal. Her skin shimmered pale violet beneath the shredded bodysuit, her long silver hair fanned across her shoulders like liquid metal. Her lips were blue, not with lipstick, but with chill. Her eyes fluttered open, glowing faintly teal. "Please," she whispered, voice barely audible over the wind. "Cold, can't maintain shift." Without thinking, Rylan climbed into the pod, wrapped his coat around her, and pulled her close. She was trembling, violently. Her skin was like ice. "We have to get you to shelter," he muttered, lifting her carefully. She was light, far too light for her size, and alarmingly warm where her skin touched his. She opened her eyes again, blinked, and whispered, "Keep me warm, Earthling. I'll repay you, with my body." Rylan stumbled, startled, and stared down at her. "What?" She smiled faintly, delirious, her consciousness slipping. Energy exchange, physical heat, bonding. Great, he thought. Not only is she an alien, she might be completely insane, or dying. Rylan reached his emergency shelter half an hour later, lungs burning and muscles numb. He pushed the door open with his shoulder, got her inside, and sealed the hatch. The warmth of the solar heaters began to melt the frost from their clothes. He laid her gently on the cot and peeled away the ruined pieces of her alien bodysuit, checking for injuries. Her skin, while luminous, was healing from multiple lacerations on its own. She stirred, lips parting again. "You saved me." "Yeah, well," he said, shaking snow from his boots. "You kind of fell out of the sky. I figured the least I could do was not let you die of hypothermia. You gave me body heat." Her tone was oddly reverent. Rylan rubbed his eyes. "Are you always this dramatic?" She sat up slowly, her movement fluid, like water reforming its shape. "I am Zalari of the Mythan sovereignty. Our kind require heat to survive on oxygen-based worlds. Without your warmth, I would have entered stasis. Or worse." "Well, I'm not exactly a space heater," Rylan replied. "But you're welcome. I'm Rylan. Just a human, no fancy titles." She tilted her head, studying him. "Your biological temperature is ideal. Your proximity stimulates molecular stability in my form." He snorted. "That your way of saying I give good hugs?" "If that is your Earth term, then, yes." A faint blush shimmered along her cheeks. "And as promised, I offer my body in return." Whoa, no," he said, putting up his hands. "Let's be clear, I didn't help you for that. I'm not expecting anything." Zalari blinked. "It is not expectation. It is custom. Among my people, such warmth is deeply intimate. Sacred." Rylan sighed, leaning against the wall. "Well, among my people, we generally go on a few dates first. Maybe a cup of coffee. You guys just skip straight to full-on gratitude snuggles." "Snuggles?" She repeated the word slowly, trying it on. Look, he said gently, how about we just get through the night, and you can explain all this in the morning? She looked disappointed but nodded. As you wish, Earthling Rylan. He handed her a spare thermal blanket and a protein bar. You'll need food too. She sniffed it. Compressed nutrient foam. Chocolate flavored, he said. She took a bite, chewed thoughtfully. Strange texture. Pleasant taste. Very Earth. That night, the temperature dropped to lethal levels. Rylan woke to warning lights flashing. Something in the solar unit had shorted from the storm. Heat was draining fast. And there was Zalari, curled beside him under the blanket, shivering. We won't make it through the night like this, he muttered. We need body heat, or we're both dead. Zalari blinked, slowly reaching toward him. Then, accept my offer. He hesitated. But death by cold wasn't something he was eager to explore. He pulled her close, skin against skin, and immediately, the warmth between them began to stabilize. She exhaled against his chest, a soft purr vibrating in her throat. I can sync to your rhythm, she murmured. Match your heartbeat. Regulate core temperature. Sure, he mumbled, half asleep. Just don't melt me. Her arms wrapped around him. You've already melted me, Earthling. By morning, the heaters came back online with the sunrise. But neither of them had moved. When Rylan opened his eyes, Zalari was watching him quietly. I slept for the first time in 2 revolutions, she said. Glad I could help. You are different from the humans I studied. Kinder. Warmer. He sat up, stretching. Well, I'm not everyone. Just one guy stuck in the snow. She reached out, placing her hand on his chest. I will tell my people of you. Earth may yet be spared. Spared? Zalari looked down. Our long-range scans marked Earth as a resource-rich world. Some factions argue for colonization. Others, for alliance. I wanted to see for myself. And now? She smiled. Now I know. You are not primitives. You are capable of warmth. Of mercy. I'm just one man. Sometimes, she whispered, that is enough to change a world. By the end of the week, she had repaired her pod. It sat humming silently in the snowfield, blue lights pulsing in the frozen dawn. Rylan stood beside her as the wind carried thin flakes across the white tundra. You sure you're ready to leave? He asked. If I stay longer, I may not wish to return, she admitted. But I have a message to deliver. He rubbed the back of his neck. I'll miss the company. She stepped close, her silver hair dancing in the wind. You will not be forgotten. My debt remains. You don't owe me anything. She leaned in, lips brushing his. Then let it not be a debt, but a promise. When she stepped into her pod, the hatch sealed with a soft hiss. Within seconds, the ship rose in a silent arc of pale light and vanished into the clouds. Rylan stood in the snow, staring at the sky, his body still warm where she had touched him. A strange thought crossed his mind. Maybe he wasn't so alone after all.